Most of my challenges on a daily basis come from society's failure to meet my needs, as well as the systems around me failing to accommodate me. I have muscular dystrophy type Ulrich myopathy, so I'm a full-time wheelchair user because of that. When I first toured, I felt like it was accessible. I feel like it was because of the short time that I was on campus, but now living here and having to access these spaces every single day, I've realized that it's not as accessible as I thought it was, and definitely a lot of the very basic needs and basic facilities that should be accessible are not.
So I have a form of MD, which is basically the muscle condition that affects all the muscles, like a progressive thing. So it affects the heart and the lungs and everything. I would say that the PCL is somewhat accessible. I mean, there's not a bathroom on each floor, which is kind of frustrating that I can actually use. Near the stadium, there's been a couple of times where there's some vehicles in the way and weird construction in certain places.
The WCP is one of the only buildings that I can get into it by myself because the accessible door button is vertical and goes all the way to the floor, so I can push it with my wheelchair and I don't need anyone to push it for me. But then the restrooms inside don't meet ADA compliance with how big they're supposed to be, so that's an issue there.
I mean, they do have a disability office, the DA, but they're not they're not what you think they are. They should be able to support the student more than they do. They don't really, they kind of just feed them to the wolves and then make the student kind of figure it out. They just need to kind of put themselves in our shoes and kind of understand from oh, well, if I was in a wheelchair, how would I get around, and what accessibility features would I need in every building.
The ADA coordinator, she says that every time we encounter an accessibility barrier, we should report it on the form about that. But if I did that just going from my apartment to class, I would have to stop 20 times in my journey to class just to do that. So it's a lot of emotional labor having to come from disabled people. The university has this 10-year transition plan to make campus fully ADA accessible, and that includes addressing restrooms, which are their biggest deficit, pathways, entrances, all of those sorts of things. I've been hearing this 10 years for 3 years now, so would it not be 7 years now?